Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So we're here for another one of our 3 in 30 alphabet challenges. Hopefully you guys are enjoying them, and you know, thank you to those people who are joining me in the challenge. I think they're really fun. They are quite stressful, but in a good way, and definitely, yeah, get your adrenaline kind of pumping. So today we're up to L. I cannot believe that the challenges are flying by that much. But we're up to L. So what we're going to do is L for lots of layers or layered pockets. Yeah, so yeah, combination of those kinds of themes. So kind of layered pockets, lots of layers, those kinds of things. So I've got a few things here. I've vaguely got a direction in my mind of where I would really like to go with this. I'm going to try and keep my timer on screen for those guys who are wanting to craft along and join in the challenge. Yeah, so that's probably all there is to say. So let's go. Let's get set, go. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to do a sort of longish pocket. I have brought along this fabric, which is like on a roll, as you can probably see. So I've cut this piece of scrapbook paper down. Just going to trim the fabric down here. So I've tried to be a bit more organised this week and actually brought along a few things with a couple of ideas in my mind of what I want to do. So hopefully that's going to enable us to do it a little bit better. I mean, sometimes I've obviously come along with these or to these with no clue in my mind of what to do, and it then of course proves, you know, quite difficult. So hopefully this is going to be a little bit easier. I've got some lace here to make the other layer on the pocket. So I'm going to start by, I think, inking the scrapbook paper up so it looks nice and grungy. Let me move all these other pieces out of the way so we're literally working on one piece at a time rather than even messier work surface for you guys to be looking at, because I'm sure that's not overly pleasant. Okay, I've brought along some doily, which I've coffee dyed. It's very grungy, this one. Okay. So I'm thinking like that and like that. And then a lace pocket at the bottom. Something like that. Could have a little piece hanging off, or maybe up there. That's quite nice, isn't it? So let's glue the doily down in the first instance, like that. These always start out, I think, quite calm, and then they gradually get more and more like hair raising. I suppose it would be the only description as they go through. So, and I've just been filming some mass making videos, which oddly enough, my mind is now in mass making mode. So I'm kind of feeling really slow and calm, and because they're quite relaxing, and these are not relaxing. So it's, oops, no, I can't see where my glue is at all. So I'm going to have to lift this up. Yeah, it's quite weird switching between the two videos, you know, like one after another, because they're so very different in style that it just, yeah, seems really strange. Right, let's pop that down out there. And just again press that in a little bit like that. I quite liked that piece of lace just hanging, so I might attach that in a moment. And then I've just got this lace little piece here. Whoops, that glue is just dripping out, just waiting to drip out. That was right. Got that piece of lace here. just going to make the other pocket from this piece of lace, and this is just using up things that are just hanging around on my desk, so quite a good use of odds and pieces. Odds and pieces? Odds and ends. Okay. So I probably want it about that height, so I just go in here and then go down there. Oops, like that. Come on. There's a siren going by now. Every time that I put the video on, there seems to be endless noise, either really noisy motorbike or, you know, siren or something. It's like it just waits for me to put the video on, and then everything just suddenly starts going past. Right, let me just move that piece out of the way, like that. Now, I've just got this corner, so what I might do is take my corner rounder and just round that, so that I don't mind it poking out, but I didn't like it being square. So I'm going to round those corners up there at the top as well. Like that. And now I'm just going to trim this down the edge. Like that, okay. I'll just pop that piece of lace across there. Looks really pretty. There, again, just... And I mean, obviously this would look beautiful stitched. You know, so if you were making some of these, you could make them obviously stitched if you've got your sewing machine to hand and things, and that would obviously look really, really pretty. There we go. You know, could always take this down and just stitch around the edge. So you've got your couple of pockets there, and then I've also tried to be prepared, bought these gorgeous pink flowers along. I mean, they just pick up the pink, obviously, from that fabric. So just love those. And then we can just have a little pink flower popped on somewhere. Now, do we want it kind of like on the ivory somewhere? Or up here? I think probably on the ivory. So... And I've just spotted this pink tiny little trim of lace. It was just like hidden behind something on my desk, and it's obviously left over from something. I can't even think what now, but that might just look awesome across there, mightn't it? So I'm going to take that flower off for a moment, and then I'm just going to glue this down. And obviously this is where now my pockets are going to glue together. Right, get my flower again. Again, press that down. So I'm going to just pop my card in here, so hopefully that's not going to stick to the pocket beneath. Right, I was going to just move that to one side, but actually I haven't got any bling on there, so need to just add some somewhere. Nice, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Oh, come on. Probably should glue this fabric down a bit more. There we go. Okay, what do you guys think? Nice? Yeah, I quite like that. Right, I'm going to pop that to one side to dry. So the next pocket, I have brought along a sheet of I keep on calling these the wrong sizes, 6x6 scrapbooking paper. I'm going to trim off this white edge, you know, where it's been like attached in the pad. like that. And then, now I need to just be careful how I do this because I want to make sure I've got it kind of the right way. So I'm just going to tear this across like that. And then we're going to layer it up with another little corner pocket in the corner, like that. So as you could see, it was like double-sided scrapbook paper in 6x6 size. And all we've done is used like, you know, the front and the back side. So I'll just pop that to one side now. And then you can just glue this one on. Just like that, and then down. Just pop that one down like that. Just press that down. And then I'm going to just ink this up to make it look lovely. Just ink that everywhere. Okay, that's that piece. And then just going to decorate that up with, just going to see what I've got laying around on my desk. That's quite pretty, isn't it? The ballerina. Got just the word amazing here, and I'm going to cut that off of the barcode piece so it's much smaller. Just like that, and then just ink her up a bit, because obviously she's stamped onto white, so she was looking a bit on the bright side there. Okay. Oops, come on. Now, do we need anything else? So I'm just having a look. Just like scanning around my desk basically. Seeing what else is laying about on here. Could have a bit of bling. I've got this little bit of fabric, which we could have along the bottom. Come on. Getting stuck all over my fingers now as I'm moving it around. That's quite pretty, isn't it? And looks quite different with that fabric rather than sort of a lace piece. So there we go. So I hope everyone's having a good day and that you're all managing to do some crafting. Oops. Just going to pop a bit of glue there. And that fabric trim across the bottom. Just going to trim that off there. Leaving it slightly overhanging. Then I just wondered whether I should put my word amazing on the fabric. Oops. Well, that might be too much fabric maybe. What do you think? Can have the bit of bling. I do quite like it on the fabric. The only thing is the fabric does really then take over the entire piece, which is not quite so good. Yes, I know that Emily from Emma Femera's Treasures, she has been joining me in the challenge. So thank you so much, Emily. I'm excited that you're joining me. I hope that you're enjoying the challenge. It's good fun, isn't it? And she did a couple of really awesome pieces. I mean, I am filming these ahead, so at this point I think she'd only done A, but you know, she may well have done more by now. But yeah, they're a good fun thing to do because they're just so different from anything else that certainly that I do craft wise. So it's kind of fun to challenge myself, but of course I realise this is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Right, so I'm just having a look. This seems so calm today. So these are just my little Martha Stewart butterflies. So I'll just put those out the way again. I have been, would you believe, clearing my desk and my workspace a little bit. Well, no, that is not true. I haven't been clearing my desk. I have been clearing my general work area. I've been utilising a couple of those storage box things and stuff that I was mortified at how many empty storage pieces I had when I did my craft, you know, my desk reveal. So I have been trying to actually get on top of using some of those things. Right, so I'm going to pop this one to one side now. Now this is where it all goes adrift because I haven't really decided yet what to do for this final piece. So I've got here an envelope that I've just coffee dyed. Now these envelopes are pretty flimsy, which was why I thought this might be ideal to use for this. So I'm going to glue the flap down so it is more like a piece of paper really rather than an envelope, and that will be then the base for my pockets. Let me have a look around and see what I have got left here hanging around on my desk. As I say, I have just been filming some mass making videos, so I've got quite a bit of stuff left over from the mass making that I was just doing. So I'm just looking whether I could use something here. So what I might do, actually, I just thought what I might do. So I'm going to cut that down, I think, to about here. Right, and then I'm going to fold in at the edges, like that. And then fold in at the other edge, like that. Okay. Now what I could do is obviously tuck those round behind the envelope. Like that. Yeah, I might do that, I think. So just see whether I need to give that a little bit more space. Hold on. No, that's now too much space. Oh dear, this is where you see measuring is so beneficial. There we go. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is, I think, cut it down around here. I'm going to just cut these little bits in slightly. Just so you can't really see them. So that's my first pocket there. And then my next one, again, let me just tuck those down. I mean, actually, I didn't really need to do that because they're tucked around the back anyway. so they're not particularly visible, but doesn't matter. Like that. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to just glue that down. So I glue this one down. Like that. So that's one side. Don't know whether I mentioned, but my son, my oldest son, he's started his apprenticeship now, and he was talking to, you know, his new sort of work friend now about lasagna, and his friend was obviously saying that he had made a lasagna, and so we were in for such a treat, because my son then phoned up whilst he was at work, obviously while he was, you know, on his break, and he phoned and asked me to get some corn mince. Now, corn is something we have here. I don't know whether it's available everywhere. I don't feel like I've ever seen it in the States, but to be fair, I haven't been there for a long time, so possibly you can get it now. But it's a fake meat, basically, a you know, vegetarian meat alternative. So he said, oh, could I get some corn mince? And he was going to make lasagna for us, you know, for everybody. And sure enough, he came home and he made a delicious, I mean delicious lasagna, which was such a treat. So yeah, really, really nice of him. And he said, oh yeah, I really enjoyed it. You know, I might do that every Friday, because that was Friday last week. So I'm wondering whether he's going to stick to that every Friday, that he will make us a meal, not a lasagna. You know, he will mix it up and make other things. But yeah, it was awesome. What a kind boy. And he also has, or had promised that he was going to take us out for a meal with his first paycheck. I mean, I felt terrible that he was going to waste his money, but he said he really wanted to. So yeah, he took everybody out for a meal that everyone really enjoyed, you know, my daughter and my other son and my husband and myself. So yeah, really, really kind of him, and just lovely that he did that. And I think he obviously really felt proud and really enjoyed doing that. So we feel like we've been quite spoilt by him of late. Now, just wondering whether I would like to have that large piece of lace across there. I wasn't planning on it, but I've just spotted it on the, you know, on my desk. I just thought, actually, that would look quite nice. Oh, that's really nice, actually. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing that, but I think I will, because it looks really lovely. I mean, obviously I could have just then popped that fabric down as the pocket without the paper, and perhaps I possibly would have done, but as I say, I hadn't originally thought of doing that, you know, having this lace. It was just that I happened to spot it just over to the side of my desk. Right. Yeah, I'm quite lucky because both my sons really quite like cooking, which is awesome. There we go. Oh, and my oldest son, he's still got his weekend job in his, you know, where he works in the, like a little cafe. And a couple of weeks ago, I hope I'm not repeating myself about this as well. I honestly just have a memory like a sieve and can't really remember what I've talked about and what I haven't. So I apologise if I'm waffling and repeating myself. But a couple of weeks ago, he came home and he said, oh, Mum, something really lovely happened today. And he said that there was an old man who was just eating on his own, you know. And then this couple, you know, another sort of older couple, sat next to him. And they started chatting to him, you know. And then when it came to, obviously, when, you know, they went to take their, or give them their bill, the couple said, oh, and this gentleman's as well, put his on our bill as well. So they had been obviously chatting to this old man, and then, you know, they paid for his meal, which was just so incredibly sweet, wasn't it? And then when they left, oh, this just broke my heart. Apparently the old man, you know, became quite tearful because he said, and he obviously, you know, he kind of confided in one of the waitresses, or maybe a couple of the waitresses, and he said it was his first outing out since he'd lost his wife, you know, who he'd been married to for years and years and years and years. So he obviously was finding it difficult to come out, you know, to go out, because obviously, you know, he hadn't been out without his wife for years and years and years, kind of thing. They'd been married for a long time, and that was one of his first outings, which, oh, that just, how lovely is that, you know, that on his first outing out, and he was obviously so touched and, you know, overcome with the kindness shown by this couple. But I just thought that was so lovely. And obviously my son was really touched by it, because he, you know, he came in and said, oh, Mum, something so lovely happened today. And I just thought, wow, that kind of, what's the word? Oh, I can't think of the expression, but, you know, puts faith back in humankind, doesn't it? Because I think sometimes, and I'm guilty of this too, we're all so busy, you know, rushing around and doing our own thing, that just hearing a story of complete and utter kindness to another person, that's just so lovely. Lovely, 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 lovely to hear. And yeah, really quite touching, I thought. So thought I would share that with you guys. I hope I haven't repeated myself. You know, kind of when you're saying it, you think, have I said that before? I'm not sure, because it was a couple of weeks ago. Well, actually, it was about 3 weeks ago that he said that story. So I've obviously done numerous videos since then, and I could well have already told you that story. But truly just lovely, I thought. Anyway, so if I have already told you that, I do apologise. But it just goes to show how touched I was by that story that I'm now repeating it for a second time. I'm just going to stamp some corners. It was a bit like, and I know that I'm sure I have shared this before, at work I one day was just going to the bike shed, you know, to put my bike in there. And there was a post-it just on the door of the bike shed that somebody had popped on there, and it just said, be safe, or stay safe, or something like that. Stay safe, I think it said. And I just thought that was such a nice post-it to have put there, because, I don't know, it just seemed really caring and really quite nice that somebody had popped that on there. Right, I'm just deciding now which trim to put. So we could have that one, or we could have this one, which is like a statement trim. What do you think? Today, this has been a very calm challenge, almost like to the point that I'm kind of wondering if my timer is not working correctly, because it's been so laid back and chilled. I think just sometimes I pick really silly things to do, and they take a very long time. And this one must have just been a really manageable little project. So I'm going to pull in the 3 things that we have made. Oops, stuck on the card. So lucky I did do that, isn't it? Otherwise it would have just been stuck on the pocket. Okay, so if I just pull in the equivalent of what would be, you know, a journal page to show you. So this is the first one, which was obviously from that 6x6 paper. And then what we've got here is a pocket here and a pocket there. And of course, you know, the the title of this is, you know, or the theme of this is lots of pockets. So you could have, or layered pockets, lots of layers, layered pockets. You could have another one going up here. I mean, you could kind of technically have these going right across the whole page. Would look kind of cool, really. I just obviously have done 2, but of course you could layer up as many as you like. So that's that one. And then we have this one, which, oh, I just love this. So we've got obviously the pocket here, and then we've got the top pocket there. And again, you could obviously have this, you know, glued down on 2 sides, and then it would also be a pocket there. So you really have got lots of pockets there because you've got 3 going on there. So that's that one. And then this one again, so this is a similar style obviously to that one, but it's just made with paper rather than fabric. So you've got your pocket there, and you've got your pocket at the back, and again you could glue it down on just 3 sides and have that as, oh, my time is about to go, as a side loading pocket as well. Stop. So yeah, that's our 3 pocket pieces, and very calm pace today. Excuse me for knocking the table there. Very calm pace today. So if you joined in, I'd love to know if it was calm for you as well, or was that just a one-off? You know, was that just fluky that it was quite calm for me? I'm not sure. But yeah, that's our layered, or lots of layers, or layered pockets for the letter L. So I hope you're going to join me next week for M. So I haven't quite decided what that's going to be yet, but again, I'm looking through everybody's fantastic suggestions, and so again, let me say thank you to everyone who made all those great suggestions. And yeah, catch you next week, hopefully, for next week's challenge. Thanks very much for watching, and see you again soon. Thanks, Em. Bye.